All right, y'all. So it's a lone one here again. Uh, I'm really not sure what this is going to be about. Okay, but I think I do. But it's going to be a random video, as most of these are. This isn't really scripted or anything. Okay, in fact, it's not. It's just kind of what's on my mind, my heart, my body, and soul. But I hope everyone is doing well, somewhat. Obviously, life is quite interesting right now, as it's been for the last couple of years, or longer. Um, but just a little update, okay? Still 25. We're still in 2024. I'm about to be moving, okay, out of state. I'm very excited because you know when you want something and you're just like anticipating it, like you're waiting for that day, that time, like just that event to happen, and you're just so excited. Like there's not like essentially there's nothing that can put you down and make you feel like, oh my gosh. And even if it does, you're like, wait a minute, this is gonna be happening on this date or at this time or whenever, right? So you're just excited. And I guess you could say it's like motivation. It gets you in a good state of mind. You feel great. You feel uplifted. And I think one of the things that a lot of us are struggling with is to feel uplifted, right? To feel motivated, to feel pushed, to feel this drive. And this is men and women or anybody's situation, okay? This isn't like one-sided, okay? But you don't want to get your you don't want to get your hopes too high, right? This is something I had to learn is never have your expectations set too high because things can change on a whim, right? It's like the weather versus climate, okay? You see, weather is the meteorological and atmospheric phenomenon that we call weather. 1 minute it's sunny and, a balmy 75 degrees, and the next thing you know, it's cloudy, overcast, and raining, and it's like 62, okay? But climate refers to the study of the meteorological events and atmospheric, phenomenon that we call weather over a grandiose period of time, usually like 30 years or more, right? So I don't know if that's the best analogy, but essentially with weather, we expect something. Climate, is, well, I'll say it like this, okay? Weather is what you get, but climate is what you expect, right? Again, I don't know if that's the best analogy, but there's one for you. But what I'm saying is that be excited, but also remember that, like, I wish I could stop saying like, but be excited, but also keep an open mind, okay? Life will give us things that we want, that we don't want, and oftentimes, or actually all the time, life just says, hey, here you go. Or hold on. But yeah. So I am excited, okay? But I have visions and goals, okay? Oh, excuse me. All right. And I can say right now, for a lot of young men, and even older men, okay, and women too, right? There's many people who are struggling to find their identity, to find, their tribe, their people, their purpose, a reason to feel fulfilled, right? See, because when you're not fulfilled with yourself, you can't fulfill others, right? If you don't help yourself, you cannot help others, whether that's your physicality, your mental state of mind, your spirituality, whatever aspect of life it is, finances, because all you're thinking about is yourself. You're wallowing in your own despair. And I hate to say this, but this is true. As a wise man once said, nobody cares about you and or your problems. And because of that, that is pain for us. Pain. See, pain is a strong motivator, okay? But also, you got to have discipline, right? Discipline is something that many of us struggle with, okay? Because there's things that we know we should be doing or we could be doing, but we're not. But oftentimes pain leads to success. But sometimes pain leads to greater pain, which leads to suffering and a collapse in a person's ability to do anything conducive for themselves or for others. This is the people that, they rot away. They feel like they're just completely stuck. And don't get me wrong, I've been at low points, okay? But I also am a realist. You can make change. You can change your environment. You can change your mindset. You can change your habits. You can change your goals, all this other stuff. The people you hang around with. So here's a big one, okay? And I know I'm going off on some different tangents, but it's all related to life, okay? Your environment has a lot to do with who you are and how people perceive you. Okay. So if you grow up around people, I'm just a little itchy. Okay. But if you grow up around people who are in abundance, not just of money, but like abundance in other things. And honestly, it's probably materialistic stuff, right? Or maybe abundance of friends, or maybe abundance of, I don't know, just whatever. You feel like you're entitled to that because that's what you're used to. Versus someone who grows up in an area that's impoverished, it's in blight, it has crime. They feel like that's what they're entitled to. But then there's always a person who slips through the cracks and breaks away from that. Okay? They break away from the environment, the chains that hold them down, okay, from getting out and experiencing life and new environments, new people, new places, new sights, smells, whatever, okay? When you're in a place where you feel like you're not necessarily, if you're in a bad environment, I'll say it later, if you're in a bad environment, does that make you a bad person? Some would say yes, some would say no. Look, we all can do bad. We all do wrong. We all sin. We can all fall short. But here's the difference, right? You could use that and be a part of it, or you can use that and remove yourself from it. See, because it's like the old saying goes, you're not for everybody and everybody's not for you. And a lot of us take a long time to realize this. Myself included. I wanted people to like me growing up as a kid. But I also understand that there's just some people, there's just some jobs or careers or places you're just not going to be accepted. As awful as that is to say, you're just not going to be accepted. And you're sitting there trying to like figure out like, why isn't this working? Like, why don't they like me? Why can't I get, this position? Why? Because it's not meant for you. Do not put energy into things that aren't going to put energy back into you, and good energy at that. Because not everybody's your friend, okay? Not everybody's your friend. A person can bear a smile, but have the heart of a devil, okay? So keep that in mind, guys. Seriously. Because ultimately, you can only control one person, that's yourself. And that's not being selfish. That's just, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay? You can only control yourself. You can persuade people to do things. You can try to, alter their mindset or things. But if they don't want to follow the journey with you or be a part of your journey because they actually know that you're better, like you're not better than them, but they know you're shooting for the stars, right? But they see it as like, oh, you don't want to associate with us anymore. Well, I guess not, because you've realized that you're better than those people, that environment. You've grown past it, right? You've accelerated. You're starting to get traction. And this is why people have two options. They either do what they want or they let people use them. Because when you let people use you, they're going to continue to do it. They're just going to walk all over you like the ground beneath your shoes, okay? I mean, am I wrong? If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Criticism is a part of life, okay? But another thing you want to learn to be is be humble, okay? And people can make an argument that, like, people of abundance of wealth and status are not humble. But maybe one day they were. Maybe in their previous life they were humble. They had to be. They were the nobody, okay? They were irrelevant to their environment. They were just another person. Nothing special about them. They got up, they went to work, they did their job, paid their bills, that's it. They have no life, no personality, no identity, no purpose. But then all of a sudden, those same people that were doubting you, they're like, oh my goodness, wow, you've gotten successful. And success means different things to different people. I'm not saying success means you need to have a 7-bedroom house with 5 cars, a boat, jet skis, and you're on 20 acres of land. If that's your version of success, pursue it. Good for you. Go for it. But some people it's not. Some people it's getting a degree. Some people it's getting a certification. Some people it's living in a mobile home. Some people it's an RV. Some people it's buying, a nice pickup truck, like a Ford F-250 Super Duty, brand spanking new. Some people it's giving back to the community. That's something that's missing. But anyways, this video is 12 minutes and some change. I think I've said enough, okay? Again, I hope everyone's doing well. Keep your head up. I know it is hard. Trust me, I know. You're just like dread. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to deal with these people. I don't want to deal with, the customers. Whatever your deal is, you just don't want to deal with it. Nobody does. At least most people, if they're being honest, right? But it's all good. Relax yourself. Be in the moment. Low one out.